A moment to breathe. Hey, beautiful soul. I'm picturing you right now, maybe curled up on a plush sofa in your suburban Chicago home, the glow of a lamp casting soft shadows. Or perhaps you're in a tiny New York apartment, the city humming outside your window. Wherever you are, I'm so glad you're here with me. I know what it's like to feel like you're carrying the weight of the world, those endless days of juggling work, family, and the quiet ache of trying to keep it all together. I've been there too. Years ago, I was a woman lost in the rush of life in a small town in Virginia, trying to be the perfect mom, the dependable colleague, the friend who always had a smile. But inside, I was unraveling, feeling like I was never quite enough. I remember those long nights, sitting on my porch with a cup of chamomile tea, staring at the stars and wondering where I'd gone wrong. I'd been through a divorce that left me questioning my worth, a job that drained me, and a sense that I was failing everyone, including myself. In America, we're told to keep pushing, to be strong, to have it all figured out. But sometimes that pressure makes us forget who we are. So, let's take a breath together, just a soft one, like you're sipping the air. Feel it fill your chest, warm and gentle, and let it go, letting your shoulders soften. That breath is yours, a tiny gift to yourself, a reminder that you're here, right now, and that's enough. I think of the women's retreats I've been to, like those in the mountains of Colorado or the wellness festivals in Santa Fe. They're these sacred spaces where women come together, sharing stories of heartbreak, hope, and resilience. That's what this moment is for you, a little sanctuary, a pause in the chaos. You don't have to be anything other than who you are right now. Healing isn't about becoming someone new. It's about coming home to yourself, to the woman who's been there all along, waiting for you to see her. Let's sit in this quiet space together, just you and me, and let the world wait for a while. The weight of the unseen. Let's talk about the weight we carry, the kind that doesn't show up in the mirror, but sits heavy on your heart. As women, we hold so much, expectations from our families, our communities, ourselves. In America, we're surrounded by this culture that tells us to do more, be more, shine brighter. I think of events like Women's History Month every March, where we celebrate women like Maya Angelou or Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and it's inspiring, but it can also make us feel like we're not measuring up. I used to compare myself to every woman who seemed to have it all, the mom with the perfect Pinterest crafts, the colleague who always nailed her presentations, the friend who seemed to float through life with ease. But comparison is a quiet thief, stealing your peace, your joy, your truth. There was a time when I carried so much guilt. I felt guilty for not being the mom who could bake homemade cookies for every school event, for not saving a relationship that was breaking my heart, for not having the energy to keep up with the hustle of life in a place like Seattle. I'd walk through the grocery store in my small Ohio town, pushing my cart past bright displays of produce, feeling like everyone could see my failures written on my face. But one day, at a women's book club in a cozy Minneapolis cafe, someone shared a story that changed me. She talked about how her struggles, her anxiety, her grief weren't signs of weakness, but proof of her strength. It was like a weight lifted off my chest. Those unseen burdens you carry, they're not your shame, they're your story, proof that you've loved, you've fought, you've kept going. Let's take another breath, slow and gentle. Inhale, and as you exhale, imagine letting go of one piece of that weight. Maybe it's the guilt over a choice you made, the fear that you're not enough, or the pressure to be perfect. Let it slip away, like a leaf on a stream. You don't have to hold on to it anymore. Healing starts when we give ourselves permission to set down the burdens we were never meant to carry alone. You're not defined by what you've lost or what you haven't done. You're defined by the heart that keeps beating, the light that keeps shining, even in the darkest moments. Finding your sanctuary now. Let's talk about finding your sanctuary. That quiet place inside you where you can just be. For me, that journey started in the smallest moments. I'd take my coffee out to the deck of my little home in Asheville, sit under the morning sky, and just listen. Not to the noise of the world, but to the quiet voice inside me, the one that had been drowned out by years of trying to be everything for everyone. I started to notice the way the light filtered through the trees, the way my breath felt when I wasn't rushing. It was like I was meeting myself again, not the version I thought I had to be, but the real me, the one who was still there, waiting. I think of the women's gatherings I've been to, like the empowerment summits in Atlanta or the yoga retreats in Sedona. There's something so powerful about being in a space where you can let your guard down, where you don't have to pretend. That's what I want for you right now, a moment to find your sanctuary. It's not about being the loudest or the most polished. It's about that quiet, steady place inside you that's always been yours. Maybe you feel it when you're sitting in your cozy Denver kitchen, stirring a pot of soup, or when you're walking through a park in Boston, watching the leaves fall. That sanctuary is yours, and it's been there through every storm. Take a breath, deep and slow. Feel it fill your heart, your whole being. As you exhale, imagine sinking into that sanctuary, like slipping into a warm bath. It doesn't have to be perfect or grand. It's just yours, a place where you can lay down the weight and just be. You don't need to be the perfect mom, the perfect partner, the perfect anything. Your sanctuary is where you're enough, just as you are. Let's sit with that for a moment, letting the world fade away, letting yourself rest in this quiet space. The light you carry. As we move through this time together, I want to talk about the light you carry. It's not the kind that blinds or demands attention, but the kind that glows softly, steadily, even in the hardest moments. I think of the women's marches I've seen in places like DC or San Francisco, where we come together, holding signs, holding each other, holding space for our truths. That's what healing is, holding space for yourself, for all the parts of you, the messy and the beautiful. I used to think healing meant erasing the pain, like it never happened. But it's not about forgetting. It's about making peace with your story, seeing the light that's been there all along. For me, that light showed up in unexpected ways. It was in the laughter of my kids on a rare slow morning, in the kindness of a stranger at a coffee shop in Portland, in the quiet moments when I let myself cry and then let myself hope again. I started to see that light wasn't something I had to chase. It was already inside me, and it's inside you too. It's the light that carried you through late nights worrying about your family, through heartbreaks that felt like they'd never heal, through all the times you thought you couldn't keep going. You're still here, and that's a miracle. Let's take another breath, soft and deep. Feel that light inside you, like a warm glow in your chest. As you exhale, imagine it spreading, filling every part of you. It's not about being perfect or having all the answers. It's about knowing that your light is enough, and it always has been. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. Your light is yours, unique and beautiful, and it's been with you through every step of your journey. The strength in your story. Let's talk about the strength in your story. Every woman I've met, whether at a women's conference in Miami or a local book club in Austin, has a story that shaped her. Those stories aren't always easy. Mine wasn't. There were years when I felt like I was drowning in my own doubts, like I'd never find my way back to myself. But every time I thought I was broken, I found a piece of strength I didn't know I had. It was in the way I kept showing up for my kids, even when I was exhausted. It was in the way I rebuilt my life, one small step at a time, after everything fell apart. That strength is in you too, in every choice you've made to keep going, to keep loving, to keep hoping. I think of the women's festivals I've been to, like those in Santa Barbara or the empowerment workshops in Chicago. We'd sit in circles, sharing our truths, divorces, losses, dreams we let go of. And every time, I'd hear the same thing. We're all stronger than we know. Your story, with all its twists and turns, is proof of that strength. It's not about never falling. It's about getting back up, again and again. You've done that, haven't you? You faced moments that felt impossible, and you're still here, still shining. Take a breath, slow and steady. Feel that strength inside you, like a quiet fire that never goes out. As you exhale, let it settle into your bones, reminding you of all you've carried and all you've overcome. Your story isn't over. It's still unfolding, and every step is a testament to your resilience. You don't have to be anyone other than who you are. Your strength is enough, and it's beautiful. Carrying your sanctuary forward. As we come to the end of this moment together, I want you to know that you are a sanctuary, not the kind that's perfect or untouched, but the kind that's real, lived in, full of heart. I think of the women's gatherings in places like New Orleans or Seattle, where we come together to share our stories, our laughter, our tears. That's what this time has been, a space for you, for your heart, for your truth. Life will keep moving, with its messy moments and quiet joys, but you have this sanctuary inside you, and it's yours to return to whenever you need it. There will be days when you doubt yourself, when the world feels too heavy, but you have everything you need inside you to face those days. That light, that strength, that quiet sanctuary, it's been there all along, carrying you through every storm. So, as you go back to your life, maybe to a PTA meeting in Dallas, a quiet evening in your Colorado home, or a busy day in LA, carry this with you. You are enough. You always have been. And when you need a reminder, come back to this moment, to this sanctuary we've created together. I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and share what your sanctuary feels like, or what this moment meant to you. Subscribe to The Heart's Whisper for more stories and reflections to nurture your soul. Let's keep walking this journey together, one breath, one step, one light at a time. Thank you for being here, for being you.